Good morning. We are live. I'm doing something new today. So bear with me. Let me go here. We are here Wednesdays, Genie's Gems Live. I think I'm renaming the show Stop the Stupid. And today I have a guest. You might recognize him, some of you. This is Angeles Perez. Not only are my business partner, life partner, and our chief mindset strategist at Success Genie. And I brought him to talk about where are people making mindset difficult? Because I always bring a weekly's Genie's Gem. Today's Genie's Gem is going to be believe to receive. And the good news is you're already believing in what we don't know. And, if it's bringing you peace, joy, and profit all at the same time, we don't want to mess with it. However, little birdie has told me not enough, brilliant business owners are experiencing that, what we call your birthright, peace, joy, and profit all at the same time. And they're feeling trapped. They're struggling. When it might be you might know somebody that, when we started the business, we imagined flexibility and freedom and fun. And for some of us, instead of creating a playground, we've created a prison of our own making. We don't know how we did it. We don't know when we did it. We just know that's how we feel. And a big part of that is mindset. So if you want out of the prison and you want to get back to the playground, one of the first things that you need to remaster, because you did it just fine as a kid, remaster is your mindset. But there's too much confusion, in my opinion, in the space about what mindset is and how to do it. So I'm not playing around. I brought the big guns, and Angeles is going to come have this talk with us. I'm going to be monitoring comments through Facebook over here. But Angeles, say hello to my community.
Hello, community. Good morning. Nice to see you all. Here you are. Of course, I can't see or hear you, but that's an input mouth. Then we'll take care of that later.
Okay. So, hi guys. Let me know if you're here. Say hello. I'm watching the screen, to see if you guys are asking any questions. You can. So, Angeles, let me just if you're here for the first time, I'm Kim Kasparian. I'm the co-creator of Success Genie. The other creator is to my left. And if you are on my personal page a lot, the inspiration for this company was we found out we lost $3.6 million worth of real estate on our wedding day. And all the wealth that we had worked so hard and invested in was gone. And I had taken time away from my original coaching company to help fortify that, not knowing it was the Titanic, but you live and learn. And we needed a solution for our success, right? We were committed to moving forward on the dream life that we had planned. And we needed a new vehicle and we needed it fast. So together we created a signature program, which is now part of Accelerate, our coaching program. But it was basically how to change our mindset really quick, get back into action, heal our hearts, and make money at the same time. So if you are going through a transition, I think COVID is the ultimate transition. Angeles will, speak to that. I think we're all in the same boat this time. Mindset is so important. Mindset is so important. And for a lot of business owners, it's like the peas. You act like they're not there. You try to shove them, feed it to the dog. You try to hide it under the napkin. And if you really want to grow, and that's what Success Genie is about, that's what I'm about, and you're a business owner, and you want a sustainable, supportive business that can be leveraged or ultimately sold when you retire or when you're ready for your next adventure, you need mindset more than air. You need mindset more than air. And you might be brilliant at what you do. And that's why you're here. And that's why we're talking to you. And things may not be working the way you planned. Okay. Either you're making money and you're miserable because you've boxed yourself into, a corner with not being able to let go to grow. And that was the whole point. And you've had some frustrations and you've had some letdowns, or, you got started and realized there's a lot more to running a business than I thought. And now you're feeling overwhelmed and you're busy thinking, oh, I need a website. I need to have the perfect posts. I need to have this, that, and the other thing all done before I start. And that's what I call the stupid. Okay. So I'm on a mission. Angelis has been kind enough to join me today. I'm on a mission to help business owners stop the stupid. Okay. And I'm not calling you stupid, and stupid sometimes looks really sexy, right, Ange? Stupid isn't like it shines. It's like shiny object syndrome. It sounds really good. It's just it seems right. But when you get into it, you're on a hamster wheel to nowhere, right? When you fall, you get seduced into thinking you need things outside of yourself. You need systems that you're not ready for or that you don't even like. And then you get all caught up in trying to make something that'll never work fit who you are. We call that the stupid. Thinking that you're not good enough, to get where you want to go right now. Yeah, we call that the stupid. Thinking that you need to wait until this and that and the other thing and the second coming is going to happen before you can get what you want. We call that the stupid. Okay. So the intention of today is 3 things: to help you keep success simple, learn to have fun while you get it done, And I brought Angelis here to introduce you to one of the best gifts that you will ever have, especially in this lifetime. And you hear me say it, success is your birthright. It's something you already are. You have the internal skills to create it right now, but you don't know they exist, or you don't know how to use them in a way that gets you what you want right now. And that today is your mindset. And I know, because I watch and I listen, a lot of you have some really false beliefs. You've been misinformed about what mindset is, what it does, and how do you shift it in the direction you want to go. I'm here to tell you it's simple and it can be fun. And that's what I've invited Angelis to come and talk about and share with you his tips, his skill set, his strategy to getting our clients to shift from struggling, right, and getting seduced into the stupid to thriving, okay, and trusting themselves and learning how to let things flow and call things in. So if that's something you want to learn and do and know more about, Angelis, I'm going to be like just watching the comments, but I love you to just kind of say hello, pick up what I just laid down, and, tell them 3 things that they need to know to help them have some fun getting their mindset done.
I have maybe 4 things to say if I have the time.
Okay, you can have 4 things. Yeah, we've got about 30 minutes, so go ahead.
Okay, well, I won't take that long. First of all, hello, morning. Let's make this really simple. Who here would like to know that there is a device out there? It's been invented a long time ago. It's not always utilized perfectly, and there's many examples of that. I'll show a couple. But this device has been invented a long time ago. It's like a supercomputer. It works very well, but it has to be maintained and upgraded consistently. This supercomputer is your brain. It's a wonderful device. I don't know who made it, but it's irrelevant. It works very well. It works better than any physical machine that we've created. This machine, though, we stop educating it sometime after college. Maybe some college students go and continue their masters and doctrines, but technically we stop training it. We stop upgrading it. And have you ever seen a website crash or a computer have a problem? What's going on is the old adage for the computer is that you try to make it do something different that it was programmed to not to do. And that's why it crashes. The reason why things might fail in your life and not going the way you want it is because you can't get something new from an old mindset. I'm a mindset coach and trainer, so I know what I'm talking about. I practice this every day, and I've shared this with a lot of my students and clients. The thing that bothers, the issue with us is we try to push ourselves to do something, but we live in a mindset of the three lies of life. Does everybody know what the 3 lies of life is? Do you know, Kim?
I do, and some of our Unlock the Genie graduates might, but can you please review?
Okay. It's something that we teach in my level 1 and level 2 mastery, mindset mastery class. It is the 3 lies that we learn them very early. We probably start between 3, 4, 5-ish. But the first universal lie that we're given is something's wrong with you. It comes out very subtle. As kids, we think, well, we're born complete, whole, and perfect. If you believe that or not, it is a truth. We think we are all that and 2 bags of chips. There's nothing wrong with us. We got it made. And then comes a moment in our life that we decide, okay, hey, something's wrong with you. It could be the mother, father, siblings, whatever. And then later on, shortly after that, could be 8 to 10-ish, we come with this conclusion, wait, there's something wrong with me. We've acquired that from our family, upbringing, everything. Something's wrong with me because they keep telling me, my loved ones, my gods, my family, my friends, they keep saying, don't do that, stop that, that's wrong. So we start to assume something's wrong with us. Later, perhaps when you're in your teenage life, which is really a hectic time, and I give a lot of kudos to those teenagers nowadays. It's rough out there. My life was rough when I was that age, but around your young adulthood, you come to the conclusion, hey, there's something wrong with the world. And it's these concepts that we start to turn into our belief system, our mindset. It actually becomes who we are. And we live our lives, if we live to be 100 years old and nobody tells us otherwise, we live believing that those are truths, those are facts. And those are the beginnings of what creates havoc with your business, your lifestyle, and everything else.
So Angelus, so that's pretty deep. That's like, whoa. So let's just expound upon that. If we're all we all do this, let me just make sure this is turned off. We all go through this journey, right? Something's wrong with me, something's wrong with you. Okay, now it's the world. And that's when I call it when our genie gets locked.
Yes.
That's when the prison starts, right? That's when the foundation to the prison is being built.
There's a reason why the genie has shackles on.
Right. So, and the more we believe it, the more we look for social proof that we're correct.
Yes.
So then it becomes, instead of looking inward and creating from the way our genie really creates, which you're going to talk about, we start believing and experiencing as true that it's not our own personal power that creates our reality, but it's everything outside of us.
Yes, that's a lie.
Right, but once we buy into it, it's true for us, right?
Yes, of course. It's our reality. Everything then spins off that. And again, before I continue, I want to say everybody who's on this call now listening to this, you're kind of ahead of the curve. You got an opportunity because most people, like I said, education stops after college if you go to college. And then for the rest of your life, you're not really told of how to improve yourself even more, how to actuate yourself more, how to enhance, upgrade yourself, your way of thinking. This is very few people get to this level of understanding of these truths and these
Well, let's talk about that, right? So either you graduate high school, you start your life, or you go to college and you start your life. So because we're taught, right, or we're allowed, no one's correcting us, to live these lies, I just want to put in perspective for our listeners. We end up spending all of our time and energy trying to fit in, because that's who we attract, right? People who have done everything they're supposed to, they're already successful, they have a resume of achievements, and they're miserable inside.
Right.
By all definition of success, people are going, yay! And they're going, oh my God, if I got to do this one more day. And even when they start their business, rather than being inner driven, they're doing what they thought or what they were taught to do.
The problem with that is they're taught to do something. That's great. That's called a skill set. You can master any skill set if you really put your mind to it, but that's not the issue. The issue is that we're creative creatures by birth, and we're taught to shut off creativity through conformity and all the sciences. I'm not going to bore you with the science, the surveys and everything that has tested for the last 30 years, but the science shows that conformity destroys creativity. So the more you wish to conform to the lies, that, 3 lies, the more you are less creative. And if you're less creative, guess what? If you're an entrepreneur or solopreneur, you have to be as creative as possible. It is not an easy business if you've never done it before and you're just jumping into it. So you have to be as creative as possible. But how's that possible? Because you've been trained not to be creative. Did you see the conundrum? And that's where the toxicity gets in.
Big creative energy, itty bitty box. Yeah. So this and hear my heart, right? Entrepreneurialism, solopreneurism is one of the most rewarding journeys I've ever been on, but it's not for wimps. It's not. And no matter how blessed you are, and no matter how solid you are when you start, there's going to be curves and there's going to be unexpected events. And it's really important to have a sense, you guys can write this down, of who you are, right? This is what we teach and accelerate. And for the month of March, I'm going to be going live every day to introduce you to these concepts. And I'm going to be inviting you to our business group, our free business group, where I'm going to be doing Monday 45-minute workshops on these concepts. So if you really like this and you want to get it done, go over there. But today we're talking just about mindset, and Angelus is really good at this. So I wanted you to meet him and experience him the way our Accelerate clients experience him, because working with him, they are able to shift very fast from being stuck in these lies to being themselves, feeling good about it, and in a fun way, call in all the success they seek. But the secret is, because we cannot tell you what success is to you. We can give you a billboard to focus on, meaning peace, joy, and profit all at the same time. Pretty much works for everybody, but it's your job to define what that peace, joy, and profit looks like. And it usually relies on a lifestyle. So I see too many brilliant business owners going broke, investing and learning a whole bunch of skill sets, half of which you never wanted in the first place, that aren't required for you guys to have peace, joy, and profit all at the same time. And if you really slow down, right, because you want to speed up, but the secret to speeding up is slowing down and really discerning, is this the most simple, fun, fast pathway to the lifestyle I want? Is this shiny object? Is this thing that someone's putting in front of me? is this representing the fast, the fun, the profitable way to the lifestyle I want right now? So because of these lies, we find that brilliant entrepreneurs put a lot of buts in their way, right? Like you're living in a butt. You surround yourself with buts. Okay. Buts will never bring you peace, joy, and profit. Never. Angelus, ever?
I've never seen it.
No.
No exception.
No. And what you need to learn how to do is remove those buts or turn those buts into a bridge. Into a bridge. One of the reasons why most brilliant talented entrepreneurs never get to the lifestyle they want, because all they see is a gap between where they are and where they imagine themselves to maybe one day be. There's like a hole. And what Angelus teaches you, and he just taught you one thing, you're living in a lie. That's why you feel stuck. That's why you feel trapped. You're actually living in 3 lies. But. Okay, and you can't get out because you believe it's true. What he's going to teach you next, or talk about next, is how to turn those buts into a bridge over the gap. Over the gap. So you can actually be who you imagine and you can have the lifestyle you want. Angelus, can you talk about that? Because most people think, well, I can just all I have to do is do 1,000 steps, right? I can get there once I do my 10,000 steps to get there, which we know is a lie. And or they will say, well, when I get there, I'll start to do what you're telling me.
That reminds me of The Secret. If I think about over 10 years ago, this movie came out. It's a nice video. I kind of liked it. In fact, I liked it a lot. It's missing a few important things, but a lot of people, it reminds me of The Secret, where The Secret's telling you, and we have clients and students that come to us and say, hey, listen, I saw The Secret and it tells me to just think about it and be it, and it'll happen. It'll, just by focusing on it and all. And I said, I've never seen a monk in a monastery focus on money and a safe appear out of thin air. So I said, yeah, the problem with that, it's just like the problem with the 3 lies, is it's not complete. It's not telling you that you have to still take action. You have to take action at the right time, at the right place, at the right amount. And then it doesn't tell you that you don't take action until you get the results first. And then, of course, I start losing them at that point.
Yeah. All right. So that's okay. Like, huh? So what we're saying is, so Angela, say that like you can't take action until you get results first. What?
No, I'm not getting into the deep. I'm just making you aware that there's another way of thinking. If you want to learn more about that, I can't teach it in just half an hour.
Let's talk about the reality of that. Most people wait to be something, right? You guys know me. I'm the wordsmith. I'm like the big Greek fat wedding. Let me show you how the word works, right? Believe, right? Let's pull it apart. Be it, live it. The word tells you what to do. Become.
Yes.
Right? You got to be it, and then it comes. Become. What, Angelus, what you're talking about, people do it backwards. Because they're living in the 3 lies, they do it backwards.
They not only do it backwards, sometimes they don't do it at all. So they're really going against it.
Talk about that.
The thing about, going back to the old, I don't know if Einstein said it, but it was once said, you can't create something positive from a negative mind. That goes for everything. If you've been all your life working, say a specific skill set, maybe you're working in corporate, maybe in the scientific community like I have in the past, then one day you go, I want to be my own boss. First of all, you have the skill set is nothing. That's the easiest thing to learn. But you have no point of reference in your mind, none whatsoever. So when people come to me, I want to be an entrepreneur, or I want to make this amount of money, I said, did you ever make that money before? And they'll say, no. I said, did you ever live that lifestyle before? Because no. Well, then you have to be that now in your mind, or else you can't make it come to you. It's the universal law of attraction. It's quantum mechanics. And that's where people get confused because they think they have to work towards something. And I said, no, you be it first. All the great gurus and teachers and tutorials out there, maybe even on YouTube, will tell you this. You be that first, be the vacation now. And when the vacation comes, it's 10 times, 20 times, 100 times more fun than you could imagine. Be the person you wish to become. And before you know it, you are that person. And you've become that person with very little effort. But you have to be it now. And the training starts there. People are not trained to live now. They're trained to live for tomorrow. What may, hopefully it'll come. I'm going to work for my retirement. I'm going to work for my old gold watch for old timers. I'm going to work for my vacation. I'm going to work for my rewards. And then I hope someday they'll come. That's a dangerous way to live. That's the three lies.
Well, that's a lie, right? That's a lie. And a lot of people, they never get there, and then they end up being disappointed. They feel
I've never
frustrated.
seen anybody get there with them. No, they're frustrated. They're wondering what went wrong. What's wrong with them? They're thinking about that. What's wrong with me? I can't get ahead. What's wrong with the world? It's not letting me get ahead. How's that one, huh? And what about my boss? She or he is not letting me get ahead, or let me do what I got to do. See, we're projecting that it's not us. It's got to be everybody else and everything else. And I'm doing what I was told, so why am I not being rewarded? It's a really disgusting feeling, but I believe many of you have had it. And I'm trying to say that has to do with your mindset.
Right. And then
the way
most of us who are talented, type A, I'll just work harder. We do. We just push harder until something breaks, right? Literally or figuratively. And I'm you've known me for 20 years. Like I used to move until I crash and burn, recover, pick myself up and like try it again. And have been slowed down in very dramatic ways. And I'm sure some of our viewers, you've been like, yeah, I can tell you the ways, Kim, that I've been forced to slow down. And we see that sometimes as failure when really it's the universe loving on us, trying to redirect us to a simpler, more fun way. But Angelus, we resist it. Why?
Because we are convinced there's only one way to get to, that shiny thing in the distance. And we don't realize we might have been programmed that we have to walk to get that shiny thing. Yet there's a river in front of us. We're not equipped. Our minds are not equipped to deal with the creativeness of getting around that river. We need to find a way. I think an example of that is a metaphor. One of the students of Buddha came to him and said, I spent 30 years meditating, and they've documented this. They believe this is a true story, not a fictitious, but it's a good metaphor either way. But Master, I spent 30 years learning how to levitate to get over the river. And I worked very hard for 30 years to get over the river. And now I've done it. I can just float over the river. Isn't that great? And the Buddha says, well, you spent 30 years. I've been using the bridge for 30 years. So
Stop
it's
the stupid. See, even Buddha said, exactly. Stop the stupid.
Stop the stupid. That's exactly right. Yeah, it's like, why did you spend 30 years doing it the hard way when, you could have just used the bridge? It sounds ridiculous. It even sounds, that's not true. We don't think that way. But in so many ways, if you look at your own life, if it's not going the way you want, look at it closely. Are you trying to float over the river, or are you looking for a bridge? If you are in part of that thing we mentioned, conformity, you've been trained to stick to a way of doing things, then you're trying to float. And I'm saying that you have the ability to cross another bridge, create your own bridge, get somebody to fly you over, set a rope to you, catapult you. There's so many ways over that river, creative ways you can do it immediately. But you have to think, hey, forget about the lies. What if there's another way? That starts the process. And that's
So-
what I tell all my clients.
Angelus, let's give everyone like 3 little tips. And I am, I brought Angelus so you guys can meet him to kind of hear what he talks about. And Angelus teaches weekly in we have a mindset Facebook group, but he's also starting his signature 6-week train your brain program. It's called Mindset Mastery. Mindset Mastery Level 1, Mindset Mastery Level 1. But it's an introduction. It's an introduction to neuroscience and quantum mechanics.
Yeah.
So if you are if you love Dwayne Dyer, if you read a lot of Joe Dispenza, okay, you've read The Secret and you know it's not complete, and you're like, I really wish someone would tell me, like, how does this work? Or you've ever read The Alchemist. Angelus teaches you in 6 weeks how this wonderful thing called your machine works. And what you experience in the class is that you have power beyond your comprehension. You have the ability to literally call in the success that you seek. The flexibility and freedom is available to you, but you have to he teaches you how to let go of the lies you've been living in, because the flexibility and freedom literally don't exist in the cocoon that you're in the prison that you're in. And he just told you, you cannot create something you don't have an experience of. And you're like, well, how am I going to get an experience unless I go get it? There's a way for you to feel it right now, to experience what it's like to be the millionaire you want to be right now, to be living the lifestyle you desire right now. There's an actual science to it that can, once learned, can make your brain see, believe, and receive anything you want more than air. Okay. And yes, is there some action? Yes, but it's like the 3rd or 4th step. And this is why I brought him here, because I see everyone deciding, right? Because you always hear me say, decide, act, adjust, decide, act, adjust. Well, the problem is you really haven't made a decision. You haven't taken the time to do what Angelus is talking about and feel it first. No, we just want to rush around and do as much action as we can take, throw the spaghetti against the wall and hope to God something sticks. Stop the stupid. All right. So if you're like him, I'm hearing you, I think I want to stop the stupid. The first thing that I want you to know is that if you want to grow, you need to learn how to shift your mindset first. If you want more money, if you want a team to build a dream, if you want a lifestyle of flexibility and freedom, the first thing you need to free up is your mind. And what you want to do is learn how that mind works. It's like you wouldn't get into a car without learning where all the parts are, right? You definitely want to know where the steering wheel is, where the brakes are, and the gas, and maybe a few other features. And once you do, think about how empowered you felt when you first learned to drive a car. You didn't have to rely on anyone to take you where you wanted to go. You didn't have to ask permission. Well, maybe you did if it was borrowing your parents' car, but like when you got your first car, think about when you got your first car and you were told, go do what you want, go to work, go to school, go wherever you want. And you did. How good it felt to know how to drive that car and know with that car, you could go anywhere you wanted to go without waiting for somebody to take you, without waiting for a train, without waiting for a bus. You just knew you could do it. This is how you want to feel every day. And so that you can decide, act in a way that actually creates the results you want. And when life throws you a curve, feel confident you can adjust, and that, just because life is happening doesn't mean your dream has to stop. This is what I'm going to be bringing to you guys every day in the month of March. Okay, every day I'm going to be talking to either your mindset, your skill set, your strategy required to live the lifestyle you love right now and to have the flexibility and freedom that you want. The most important thing, the most important skill set to master in March, right? In March, April, May, is your mindset. So Angelus, what are 3 things that if people decide to actually learn this, and if they choose to, check out, get on your wait list and hear about what you're doing, what are 3 things? Can you share some stories about what clients have done in 6 weeks with you? Like, what did they learn and what were they able to do that they didn't do before?
It would appear to be like magic if you saw it, but it's all real. So it's all, documented, which is great because nobody would believe the stories if I just said them. But I've had clients in that short period of time working with me. Some are already at 6 figures plus. Some of them are making enough money for all their dreams. Others are not, but they all have one thing in common, despite where they are financially, is they're miserable. They might have health issues. They have this big hole. I remember this one individual, very brilliant, traveled the world, speaks 3 languages fluently, doctrines and a bachelor's. And so I, can't hold a light to this person. This person's been around and it's very educated, and a lot of skill sets, and knows a lot of resources, knows a lot of people and have resources. And that person will come to me and say, before taking the course, saying something like, well, what's your credentials, Angelus? I mean, of course, he's looked at my LinkedIn, he's looked at my Facebook, whatever, and he's still looking for some justification on that, because I can tell, despite how well financially this person's doing, they're living the lie. And I picked that up. So I said, before I give you my credentials, let me say this. In the next hour, if I can show you that the reason why you came here is not to listen to my credentials, but to help someone referred you to me because they saw what I already see, that there's a big hole in you. And this hole is so vast and empty, you want to fill it. And despite everything you have in your life that's going well, you're not fulfilled. You're not content. You're not happy. If in the next hour I can show you that I can help you find that fulfillment, lead you and guide you to that, filling up that hole, then if that's the case, you will never ask me about my credentials. And if I can't, well, then I'll tell you my credentials and I'll refer you to somebody else who might be able to help you. Is that fair? After the hour, the person humbly said, yes, it hurts. I have this big hole. I don't know where it came from. I don't know how to get rid of it. No matter how much money I make or where I go in the world, it just gets worse. So after we worked for a while, a few weeks, the person, his life increased in so many ways. Not that saying he didn't have a great life to begin with, but he wasn't aware of that he had a great life. He wasn't aware that he was great. He was very, very sad, low self-esteem, and he was very successful. Another student, quite the opposite, struggling, trying to make ends meet all the time, living the paycheck to paycheck. And after working with us, they learned that, oh my God, I can make 6 figures. And they did. And they never made it 6 figures. And they're doing a job and living a lifestyle that they can't even imagine when they started with us. And they're telling me that this lifestyle is beyond anything that they've fantasized, even growing up as a teenager and a young adult. And the funny thing is, this person is now 6-figure plus in an industry that requires lots of education, and he only has a high school diploma. So that's what the program does. It takes the genie, the giant in you that you kind of stifled along the way from youth to adulthood through conformity and these false beliefs and ideas, and we unlock that. We get you past that. We take the shackles off the genie. And before you know it, you go from, it could be done, possibly, maybe, to, this is me? Of course it's me. And that's a wonderful revelation every time a client comes to it and tells me, thank you. I am now the giant I always wished to be, but never thought I could be. We all have giants. We just haven't met them.
So, hey, Mickey, I'm just saying hello. We've got more people watching. So if you're just coming in here, we're just talking about why you're not experiencing the flexibility and freedom that you want. And, you know, you might have, with all good intentions, created a really great life, but you're like, this isn't exactly what I wanted it to be. And I don't know how to fix it. And the more I work at it, the more stuck and yuck I feel. And if you're feeling that way, you're not alone. We've all gone through it because we've all been taught the 3 lies that we talked about earlier in the program, right? That if something's not going your way, it must be you, it must be them, it must be the world. And we're literally taught how to give away our personal power. We're taught to conform and believe that we do not have the ability to affect our reality. We're at the whim of something or someone, and it's just like dumb luck. Like, hey, you know, some people get it, some people don't. That's so not the truth. And, you know, we call that personal power your genie. And what Angelus does with our Accelerate clients and what he does in a separate 6-week Train Your Brain program called Mindset Mastery Level 1 is he teaches his clients how to step out of those 3 lives, how to see for themselves, how to experience, maybe for the first time since they were little, how the world really works, how reality is created, and it's created in your brain first. And he teaches you how to step out of those lies and learn the basic steps, right? The basic steps of neuroscience and quantum mechanics, because that's what we're made of. That's how our machine works. Our machine is a representation and supercomputer, right? To create anything we choose. And he basically, in his 6-week program, gives you the manual on how to run your brain to create anything you want and enjoy the journey. So if you're feeling stuck, good. What?
You don't have to buy any new tools. You have everything you need when you start the course. It doesn't matter what you have or don't have. You have the most important thing right now. Actually, it's a combination of many things, but this device is like a soup. I remember back in the 80s using a scientific calculator when I was in college, and it was a great thing to me. I'm like, wow, this calculator is fantastic. It's not just a calculator that does simple arithmetics and all that. It does graphs, it does calculus, it does physics, and I mean on the small screen. I thought it was such a big magical device at the time. And then after using it for a little while, then I realized something. What a waste. What a waste of time, money, resources, because this little mini computer can do so much. And no matter what I use on it, I'm using like maybe 5% of its capacity. And I was so annoyed. It's like, isn't there another way I can use this calculator to help my life a little better, enhance? Because I bought it thinking it's going to make it change my life. And I didn't realize until much later in hindsight that this mini scientific calculator is really reminiscent with our brain. We have this with us. I'm only using a small percentage of it, and nobody's telling me how to use it more fully. And by the way, yes, that's an allusion too. That is a major lie for you people out there who geeks. You're not using 1 to 5% of your brain. You're actually using 100% of your brain, but you're choosing to only focus on 5% of it. That's the truth. That's part of neuroscience. We try to teach you how to use all 100% balanced out, and that's what creates the magic, because this is all you need. But you have to use it effectively, efficiently, not according to the limited amount of usage. You know, if you're going to take this and only use it for simple arithmetic, it's going to give you your lifestyle is going to be simple arithmetic. If you want to use this for more advanced functions, like creating the ultimate dream vacation, make it a permanent lifestyle, say to speak, or having a dream house or a dream place, a dream career, family, significant other, well, that's higher calculus, that's higher physics, and it's nothing to be scared of, because there's nothing you have to know about science to go understand what I'm going to be showing you. My clients come to me, the first thing they think is they're going to be learning all things about, complex science. And no, this is, I'm going to make you aware of the science, but I say it in layman's terms. So when you leave and you go back home, when you're talking to your friends and family and colleagues, they'll look at you like, wow, this person's really smart. And they don't have to know that it's not that you're smart, it's that you're aware. And I'll take awareness over brains any day.
Angelus, what are some of the things that, like, after the 6 weeks that people are able to do? What do they come away with after they learn what you teach in the Train Your Brain class?
Well,
Like tangible.
What they take away.
What do they come away with? What do they come away with?
Well, they come away with a sense of vitality of life, if I'm going to use that word appropriately. They actually wake up. They feel vibrant. They tell me they feel like they actually, for the first time, fulfilled in some part of their life, and if not all their life. They actually feel like they said, before I was living, now I'm alive. And I'm using these exact quotes from my past clients and students. They come away with a sense of, I am better than I ever thought I could. I need to think more about how best I can become. Almost an exact quote. So that's the first thing, that before anything else, a sense of empowerment comes over them, a sense of fulfillment. If they came in with a low self-esteem, they left with, I can do it attitude. Nothing can be stopped. Nothing can stop me attitude. That's usually the first thing I notice they come away with. Of course, others, many of them, if not most of them, because not all of them come to us for money, but the ones who do, that's the wonderful thing. They always leave making more money. They always leave, and they'll come back saying, not only am I making more money, I'm doing it with less work. That's impossible. Well, according to the old mindset, yes. But it's a time to be like the children again. The course is set up to make you be childlike, not childish, help you to look at the world with a wonderness, an awe, and inspiring. Like when you were kids, the world was such a great thing. It's a wonderful thing. Like my clients come to me, my students come to me, and they lost that. The world's no longer magic. It's just paying taxes, raising kids, feeding the dog, and hoping you can get a raise the next year, next Christmas. That's changed. It's replaced with, wow, I've just begun to live again. It's like a new chapter, like bringing them back to when they were youth, but now they're adults, because that's all we are. Adults are just kids that have been here longer. That's all. But these kids that have been here longer, they forgot to be kids. We bring you back to your childhood wowness of life all over again. And then that's where the magic begins.
All right, cool. So in summary, Angelus, what are the 3 things that you want people, just by listening to this live, what are 3 things that you want them to remember and to practice?
Well, the 3 things is, 1, don't believe the lies. If you have trouble not believing them, in other words, they seem true to you, then just place an idea of, is it possible that the 3 lies that you've been living with are not true? That's a great start. The second part is, another tidbit I would add to it is, assume that you're not going to die soon. If you're not going to die soon, you want to live with whatever you have, with as much gusto and enjoyment as you got, whatever's left. If you may live to be 100, some people may live longer than that. I know some people have. Let's assume you're not going to die tomorrow. Let's then learn to live today. That's the second thing. The third thing I would say is, understand you don't need to learn anything new skill set wise. I'm 99.9% of my clients who have come to me did not have to learn any new skill sets. They came knowing what to do. They had the tools with them. All I showed them to do is, and I use a metaphor for the last step. If they came with me with a hammer and they were hammering nails with it, I taught them how to break down walls in their mind so they can see farther. I told them to take that same tool and create better furniture in their minds so they can enjoy life a little bit more fully.
Build that bridge over that
Not skill sets. You have plenty of skill. I'm going to assume you come to me with all the skill sets you need. That has not, don't worry about buying any more or learning and going to college for that. That's easy stuff. You already have it all. I'm pretty sure of that. But when you come, the last step is keep an open mind that you have the potential, just because you're human beings, to live the greatest, grandest version of what you think you can be. And that's all you have to keep in mind, that it's a potential that you have to choose. That's all. And you're choosing it by being here now. Congratulations.
Yay. And I'm so glad that you guys are here. If you like what you're hearing, we're inviting you to get on Angelus's wait list. There's 3 benefits to doing that. A, you will receive access to more great training from him. You will receive an invitation to his free Facebook group, Success Genie Mindset Mastery School, where he does live trainings there. And if you're thinking, like, I think I really want to learn how to train my brain, everyone on the waiting list gets notification of early registration. When he does his 6-week program, he usually opens up an early registration, which is happening this Friday. And he gives anyone who's interested an early registration discount to be a part of the program. So like, whether you like, oh my God, I want to take this program right now, or like, I want to get to know Angelus a little better, I'm inviting you to DM me, right? DM me in Messenger, or put in the comments wait list, and Angelus or I will send you the link to get on the wait list, to get access to some free training that only people on the list get, to get an invitation to his free Facebook group where he does weekly live training, and to be notified when he opens up registration, and you get an opportunity to save about $100 on his 6-week class. So if you would like to any of that, all of that, either put in the comments wait list, or DM me, and I will make sure you receive the link personally. And if you've watched this, and even if you're watching the replay, would love to know your takeaway. So we do that on Wednesdays by hashtag gem, what you learned that you're going to go live. Hashtag gem, what you learned and what you're going to go live. And that helps us know what you like and what you need to know more of. And I will be back tomorrow because we're going to be talking about what it takes all of March, Make It Happen month, what it takes to live, create, live, and enjoy the financial freedom and flexibility that you want more than air. So thank you, Angelus, for coming here today. I love it when you come, when you teach. You can get more of him by putting in the comments wait list to get on his list, to get access to his free training group. And if you're like, I think I want to take that 6-week program, early registrations opens Friday for the upcoming class, and you get an exclusive invitation to save $100 on your investment. Okay. So mwah, mwah, mwah. Happy Wednesday. Remember, believe to receive. And I love it that you're tuning in because I know you believe and know that success is your birthright. And it's just one step at a time. Okay. Keep it simple and make sure you're having fun getting it done. And you can count on Angelus and I to always bring it to you, real, raw, and fun. So until next time, talk to you later. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.